to the TTT. I hope you're all feeling relaxed and ready for me. And first, the news. This week saw a giant blanket being officially pulled over America. All three thinking ideas will now bounce off the blanket and be propelled towards radical free-thinking countries like Germany and Sweden. My book Facebook Blues went to #1, but then I realised it was a dream and wept quietly. And now this week goes to the fantastic, spunky Shirley Bassey. I was Shirley's underwear arranger in the early 80s, and let me assure you, I have never come across a gusset as sparkly as Shirley's. I'm ashamed to say that I did steal a pair. Here they are. I often have them out to remind me of those days. I can even faintly smell her. And this week's emails. This one is from a Mrs. Evelyn Felch from Lincolnshire, and she writes, "Dear Trixie, I can't stop eating ginger snaps since I suffered a nerve-wracking encounter whilst in my husband's car. A man came up from behind me from nowhere. He had an unstable load, which he emptied all over the Audi Rich Special 6 Series. Please help. Oh dear. Dear Mrs. Felch, how frustrating. Audis are one of my favourites. Luckily, the Rich Special Injection has leather interior and eggshell spray exterior for easy cleaning. The backup support team are very competitive. I do hope your husband is recovered after this terrible shock." This week's email touches on a very delicate subject by a 17-year-old Diane Grange from the Hill, Bedfordshire. And she says, "Dear Trixie, the other night I was having a romantic encounter with my boyfriend and the passions ran high. I opened my legs and a most horrendous and embarrassing thing happened in my life. I can only describe it how it seemed, as if a man had crawled up my pum-pum and was belching loudly to be let out. My boyfriend has since left me and I'm feeling mortified. Is there something wrong with me? Please, please help." Well, firstly, Diane, this is a perfectly normal thing. And if it sounds like this, it's called a lady queef, or big girl sneeze, sea breeze, sloppy Joe, and China's draw, shall we say, when it comes out of a large, healthy foo-foo, which is what you have. Here is the singing duet, Dwayne and Marlene, with their 1962 hit, Queefing Love, which I believe was their only hit.
And now they're queefing on you.
They're queefing on me too.
Queefing love.
Fantastic. I do believe that shortly after their brief fame, Marlene committed suicide. And Dwayne went into hiding. I hope this explains everything for you, Miss Grange. Now, to a personal matter. It's really quite funny. A week ago, I ordered a George Foreman special edition gold-plated grill. Well, you can imagine my surprise when I received this. Bitches and hoes, offer a cap on your head, you mother fluffer. Oh dear, I seem to have come over all gangster. Tonight my great-great-grandson is taking me to a rave, which is why I've got my best gear on. He assures me I'll be in ecstasy. I'll let you know how it went last week. And now, on the spit spooning.
Hello, David Dangler here. I've heard all about this cock twerking. My grandson's been having a go.
How's he doing?
Well, I'm feeling bewildered by the whole thing. Thank you.
Well, good luck, Mr. Dangler. And for those of you who didn't see the video, here it is.
This is my heartbeat song and I'm gonna play it.
Personally, I wonder if twerking cocks will explode into our gyms. I'm sure ladies' memberships would increase all over the country. Ladies, let's keep our eyes on those cocks. And now the book review. This week I review the feminine classic, Get Your Tits Out by Delia Butch. Delia is a great friend of mine after we water sported together for a summer in Florida. She sadly disappeared shortly after the writing of her novel. She was Miss Butch Dyke in 1992. This is a picture of her. If anyone recognises her, please let your local police know. And comedy, Facebook Blues by me. And I will keep saying how desperately, desperately funny it is. You must buy it. And romance, Lady's Fancy by Colonel Pickering, a truly moving tale of a man's love for his horse. And here are the answers to last week's question. What is the perfect car to have fun frolics in? Mrs. Anne Lash from Piddleton, Surrey, thinks the Mini Cooper is the best, as she is only 3 feet 6 inches tall. And Mr. Drain Slop says that any Skoda fits the right requirements, especially in the extreme wet. And Miss Charlene Poultry from Lower Hole in Cornwall says, everyone has it wrong, and when it comes to good old thrusting and bruising, then farm vehicles are the best. I think I would have to agree with this myself, having once spent a night in a tractor with an over-enthusiastic farmhand. I should have realised she knew how to handle her machinery. Personally, I prefer a Bentley. So this week's question. Airbags. Can you tell if they're real simply by touching them? I have played with my good friend Madges and I couldn't tell, even after I had rolled them in my mouth. Answers to me at the usual, trixiebloom@hotmail.com, and Twitter_Bloom, and Instagram, and Facebook, trixiebloom.author. Subscribe to my newsletter at my website, trixie.com, trixiebloom.com, of course. And now, we must all laugh and laugh, care for each other. This week's programme was sponsored by Fat Girls Cupcakes, cakes you can't put down.